Hello everyone, and welcome to another beer review. Now, today we're back on the beer from that part-time singer, Sam Smith. Still enjoy that too. Get up, please. So today we're doing another Samuel Smith beer, and we're doing the kind of Samuel Smith, Tadcaster, the celebrated Oatmeal Stout. There you go, eh? That's wonderful. And yeah, what does it say on? Oh, apparently this is vegan friendly. And then it says don't drink if you're pregnant. I think it'll be all right. But anyway, apparently it's brewed with water at Yorkshire's oldest brewery and fermented in Stone Yorkshire Square. Sounds familiar. I'm sure I read that in one of the last labels. Oatmeal Stout is an almost opaque, wonderfully silky and smooth textured ale with an extraordinary depth of flavour, a great character with its lingering finish is superb with all foods, especially fresh crusty bread and British cheese, or served as a warmer on a cold day. There you go. Get little pictures. That's what I was looking at. Get little pictures. That's them knocking down the foam, the yeast foam, the yeast head that's formed. So there is. That's wonderful. So it is. And yeah. So this is part of their tasting session. I think I said the last time it was got a bit of crease in it. But like I said the last time, they're charging £16 for 6 bottles, and they're only the 355 ones. Whereas the normal ones would be 550ml, which is basically roughly about a pint. So again, this is a 5% beer. God, that didn't go well. Oh, there we go. And yeah, again, the way I put the crease in it, because it means I get to basically the foil breaking well before the top. There's nothing worse than basically bits of foil falling in your beer and all this kind of stuff. Learned that over the years. I imagine I've actually learned something. So there you go. Tip of the day. Yeah, instantly forgettable. So let's get this poured in its wee half pint. We'll see where this takes us. What journey does this take us on? Now, for people in the podcast, it's a very, very dark, almost garnet colour, if you know what a garnet is, which is like a very, very dark kind of blood red, dark blood red ruby. So yes, it's kind of, I would say it's kind of garnet colour rather than ruby. But yes, there is a little bit of light coming through, but not much. So it's quite a dark beer. And yeah, I would probably say normally it would be about a 1 finger head. So let's see what it smells like. Not much. Jesus God. I'm getting little light malt tones, but I can't even identify what they are. There's no hops. Really, all I'm getting is light green with little accents of possibly malt. Hold on. I'm getting a slight kind of hint of syrup, but can't really identify what it is. So, let's see what it tastes like. Well, there's a surprise. There's a bit more of a sweeter edge to it. It being oatmeal, an oat stout. But there's a little bit of bitterness at the back end. But generally it is a kind of slightly, it's not as rich as what I thought it was going to be. Again, it's a bit, I would say it's a bit more drinkable. So it's a nice kind of drinkable beer with some nice kind of slightly richer flavours, but not too much. And there's that little bit of bitterness there just at the back end there that just kind of takes the edge off the sweetness before it gets a bit too much. And I think that's what makes it kind of more drinkable because of that. It's not kind of completely sweet from front to back, which would then, of course, if you're drinking a few of them, becomes a bit sickening after a while. So, see better now. Yeah. I think they've got the fucking dogs are at it now. Jesus fuck. Jesus God. Shut a shit. They finished now. Anyway, so yeah, it's actually not too bad actually. You're getting a bit of kind of like some nice roasted malt tones. But yeah, you are getting ever so slight getting. I wouldn't be say as far as treacle, but you are getting slightly darker kind of toffee tones, kind of richer, almost kind of slightly burnt toffee tones. But with the sweetness there, it just kind of lifts it, so it doesn't get a chance to get too kind of dark on you. But like I say, is the bitterness is the bit that just kind of helps balancing things out. The bloody bells at it. Jesus. Bloody dogs. Noising each other up. And now we've got the church bells kicking off. But yeah. It's not as sweet as some kind of oat stouts that I've had. But there's an okay level. But like I say, that little bit of bitterness just near the back end of the mid tongue just kind of helps to kind of stop it becoming too much and become sickening. So yeah, it's actually not too bad. See, my kind of problem with my palate is I like rich beers, but I don't like them to have too much sweetness because it really kind of, I get sick of it quite quickly. And I can be drinking a nice beer to start with and enjoying it for the first half of the bottle, and then going down the second half, I'm just kind of starting to kind of sick myself of it. Because it's the sweetness that's just kind of giving me that effect. Where this one, it's got the sweetness there, not too much, but it's got a decent level of sweetness there. But like I say, that bitterness just kind of takes the edge off it and just kind of makes it a bit more drinkable. I'm not going to say it's sessionable because I wouldn't say it's sessionable, but you could have 2 or 3 of them, and yeah, you'd probably have to have something else after. I would probably have to have something after it, or what I'd maybe do is alternate and have this, then something else, then back to this, and then, you know, that type of stuff. Just to kind of mix it up a bit. But yeah, overall, it's actually not too bad. I wouldn't say it's my first choice of beers, just because of normally I would kind of, I'm not going to say avoid, but I wouldn't go out my way to get an oatmeal stout. But because this one isn't, the sweetness isn't playing such a huge part of it, this is one of the nicer ones because of that. And I wouldn't have any problem picking this maybe on cask, and especially in the kind of autumn and winter, you know, if you're in a nice kind of pub with a nice kind of log fire and you've got that on cask, you think I could have a nice warm evening in here. Thinking a good few of these, you know. And overall, there's a good level of body, and yeah, you can taste it's been well brewed, and you've got confidence in the ingredients. You feel that, yeah, the quality of the ingredients seems to be there. You kind of feel that within the kind of flavour profiles, and just like they say, there's a bit of a silkiness to it. Overall, yeah, there's a kind of silkiness to it, but not overly rich. You know. So yeah, let's kind of try and break down these flavours. Okay. Front of the mouth, you're getting malt, and you're getting kind of really kind of darkish toffee. A bit of grain and that sweetness. And the sweetness seems to be the same level all the way through. The time it kind of tails off is when that kind of bitterness starts to come through near at the back of the mid tongue. But as it moves over into the mid tongue, that kind of toffiness starts to get slightly smoky, slightly burnt kind of edge to it. But like I say, the sweetness is still kind of same level from front to back, apart from the kind of back end of the mid tongue where you get this little bit of bitterness coming through. And I think you're getting that bitterness just as the kind of dark toffee kind of flavours kind of slightly die down, and you start getting a little bit of bitterness near the end of that. And I think that's what kind of balances it out. But you get a good level of grain, get a nice good level of grain. And when I mean grain is you're getting slightly oatiness, kind of graininess in the mid tongue. So yeah, so you're getting these little kind of wind. So yeah, you're getting these little bits of oaty kind of grain flavours along with these kind of darky toffee kind of flavours and that little bit of sweetness. And I'm not going to say as it gets near the end, I mean, it almost feels like it's almost getting little hints of treacle. I don't think it is, but you're just getting that slight impression, this kind of slight kind of sensation of the like kind of slight kind of treacle edge to it as it kind of moves through from the start of the mid tongue, fucking hell, through to the kind of end of it, and then when it moves on to from the mid tongue, where you just start to get this bitterness starting, it doesn't really kind of transfer over to the kind of back of the mouth or aftertaste. But what it does do is the sweetness kind of dies down a little bit at that point because of it, and then when it transfers onto the kind of back of the mouth, it just ever so slightly lifts again, but nowhere near the levels it is in the kind of mid tongue and the start of the mouth. You've kind of lost the kind of slightly toffee tones, and you're just getting little residual kind of malt tones in the back of the mouth, and it's actually a fairly clean finish, and there's no lingering flavours, so there isn't. And again, it feels like the last flavour to kind of dissipate is the last kind of remnants of the sweetness. And overall, it's just a nice, easy drinking, well, easiest kind of drinking oatmeal stout. Like I said, it's one of the nicest ones I've had, and definitely nowhere near sickening from that point of view. I mean, nice flavour intensities, nice level of flavour. Flavours a little bit of complex, but not overly complex. And overall, there's a drinkability to it. It's not overly rich and sickeningly sweet. So that definitely goes in its favour. So what would I give this out of 10? Well, again, I've got to take in price because, like I said, I think we did the nut brown ale. they don't make the beer affordable to normal drinkers. Good thing is they do a variety pack, a little kind of taster variety pack, which I bought, which was £16. Downside they still charged you £8.70, so they charged you over 50% again for the delivery. I mean, come on, seriously. If you take it in that terms, right, £16 is your 100%, and we're going to charge another just over 50%. Again, you're thinking for delivery, you're ripping the piss. So that's a downside. So it's good they've got a little kind of variety starter, kind of taster pack, which is quite good. But the cheapest normal packs of 550 bottles, they're also in 12 packs, and the cheapest equates to £3.70 a bottle. I mean, seriously, for God's sake, you are ripping the piss. I mean, you can have the best beer in the world and that type of stuff, but if it's not affordable to your drinkers, then come on. Now, it might be different if you're basically in pubs around about that area and about Tadcaster and things like that, and you're getting on cask and everything else. That's great, it's wonderful. But if you're in different areas of the country, then you're not helping yourself. You're charging that for the actual bottles of beer, and then of course you've got that delivery cost on top of it. I don't know, they maybe might offer free delivery if it's above a certain thing, but I didn't see anything telling me that on the website. You maybe get told that at checkout or something like that, but there was nothing highlighting that or anything like that when I was buying it. So yeah, that's a disappointment, and you have to take that into kind of consideration when you're thinking about what you're going to market, because it's not just how the beer tastes and everything else, it's the whole package and how much it costs. And yeah, no matter how good a beer tastes, if you're drinking it and you still get that in the back of your mind as you're drinking it, that you have that slight feeling that you've been ripped off, then trust me, that's going to leave a slight bitter taste in the mouth. That's going to spoil the taste of any beer, no matter how good it is. And when I'm drinking this, I just feel that there's ever that slight kind of feel of like, kind of screwed me a bit, especially on the delivery, because it's no way them 6 bottles cost £8.70 to deliver. No way. With packaging and everything else, I know about that because, like I said, we send things around the world and vice versa, and get things sent to us, and we're talking about big heavy things as well, not bloody light things. There's things in basically half a ton at a time, and multiple pallets. And you're sitting there thinking, oh, if you take that as a percentage, not once have I ever bought an item where the delivery's been over 50%. Fuck off. So yeah, that's as we say in Scotland, that's the craw that sticks in my throat. In other words, yeah, that's the kind of elephant in the room that's annoying me. Maybe other people think, no, that's fine. I'm happy to pay that. Well, that's good, fine. But I've got to highlight it, and I've also got to say that I'm not happy about it. So that's part of my review. So it's a nice oatmeal stout, one of the nicer ones I've had, and especially the nicest ones I've had recently, probably in the last 3 or 4 years anyway. But I have to take my hats off because of their pricing and their delivery costs. So I'm going to give this a 6.5. It could have been more quite easily, but I've got to take the kind of pricing scenario into consideration. So 6.5 out of 10. Would I recommend it? I would, but you've also got to kind of take on board the costs involved as well. And I would understand if it puts people off, because it puts me off. I wouldn't buy Sam Smith's beer at that prices from the website. I can get beer just as good from other breweries that aren't charging that. So the beer's cheaper and the delivery's cheaper. So then you have to think about what they do. And I know that, yes, a lot of their beer is organic, and over 50% of their beer products are actually organic, and fine, fair play, I can appreciate that and understand that, but nah, your delivery isn't organic. So how do you get around that one then? You know, £8.70. Again, it's nonsense. It really is nonsense. I could understand if it was basically, you know, 24 or over 30 bottles or something like that, then I can maybe understand, but 6 bottles? Come off. You're ripping the piss. So yeah, 6.5 out of 10. I would recommend it as a beer, but I certainly wouldn't recommend it at that price. And delivery costs. And that's all I can really say about it. So anyway, it's 5%. It's normally 550ml bottles. Obviously in the taster packs with the 355 bottles, which I appreciate that and I can understand that, and that's a good thing, because a lot of breweries don't do that, and I think they should. How can you expect people to come and just buy your beer in packs of 12 or packs of 6 and they've never bloody tasted it? Give them a variety pack that's more affordable, and maybe make it smaller bottles if that's the case, like what they've done. And let people buy that at an affordable price, taste it, and I get an understanding of your beer, and see if there's anything there that they might want to kind of splash out and get maybe 6 or 12 bottles or whatever, so give them a chance to kind of get to know your beer first. And so I understand that part of it, and I think that's a good thing, and more breweries should do that, but it's up to you. But I think the price is a bit restrictive. But anyway, thanks for watching. Cheers, and bye for now.